Hi there, I know it's been a long time, and yes, I've missed you too. I thought we'd do a series of conversations about what's happening in the world of sport around us. We are in the middle of the Indian Premier League, and it is the halfway mark with all teams having played 7 games each, so I thought, why not start here? So, this first video, I'm gonna give you my top 5 picks of the pluses or the positives of this edition of the Indian Premier League so far. So, in no particular order, at number 5, I'll have to talk about the impact player rule. It's definitely made things a little more interesting and exciting, although teams haven't been that adventurous in sort of executing this, but it has benefited some teams like CSK to opt for that extra bowler or batter depending on whether they're fielding second or chasing a target. We do hope that teams take a little more risks in implementing the impact player rule to make things more exciting for us in the matches to come or the seasons ahead. At number 4, I have to talk about Ajinkya Rahane. It was so nice, it is so nice to see him with all that flair and flamboyance of how we used to remember him, or we did remember him when he was playing in blue, whether it was for Team India or opening for the Rajasthan Royals. And it just made me think of how CSK doesn't look at age, lack of form, past experiences or past records or any sort of stat to place their faith and confidence, and that just makes him do magic for their team in that particular season, whether it was Shane Watson earlier, someone like even Robin Uthappa, or now Ajinkya Rahane. It's so refreshing to see him perform with that hunger, and as they rightly say, never take wounded lions all too light. And speaking of wounded lions, at number 3 is Mohit Sharma. That's my pick for the Gujarat Titans. We saw him in the inaugural season where I was part of the Gujarat Titans outfit, where he was a net bowler, but he had the same positive enthusiasm and energy about him even back then, and now more so because he is traveling with his wife and his son. So obviously all that has rubbed off on him. We saw him perform so well this season, particularly in that last over bowling against the Lucknow Super Giants, where he stopped them in their tracks and gave Gujarat Titans that much needed victory. And if you notice someone like Mohit over the years, whether it was for CSK or Team India, you do realize there are so many changes and differences that you can see, whether it is his physique, his demeanor, his attitude, his game plan, or even his bowling action. This is definitely new and improved Mohit Sharma. At number 2, from the experienced and the veterans and the comeback stories to a young performer, and this is for me the performance of the IPL this year. It is a knock that we won't just talk about in the years to come, but it is something that I haven't witnessed in T20 cricket till this point. Rinku Singh, for those 5 consecutive sixes against Gujarat Titans, taking KKR from a near improbable situation to a magnificent victory, was indeed special. And if we talk about maturity coming for all these cricketers because of all the highs and lows that they have faced in their career so far, the maturity and calmness for someone like Rinku comes from his humble beginnings and where we hope he will head. We always wondered why KKR always kept the faith on him, even despite all the inconsistency that he showed in the previous seasons. Well, now we know why. We just need to be a little more patient. At number 1, I've saved the best for the last. Can we imagine an Indian Premier League without MS Dhoni, without seeing him walking out to bat with that swagger, leading with that tenacity, or keeping wickets with that agility? Well, that's what the fans are experiencing, that nostalgia of possibly seeing him for one last time, which is why not just Unbridden Chepauk, but every single stadium where the Yellow Brigade has been going has been filled with a sea of yellow, just cheering him on and wanting that little bit more of MS Dhoni. No wonder then, even though the team started off a little shakily, there were a few gaps owing to injury concerns and even some performance inconsistencies, somehow MSD has got the troops to rally around him, plug those holes and get a sink going, which is why with 5 wins, they are where they are so far in the halfway stage. So these were my top 5 pluses, positives. In the next video, watch out for my top 5 misses of the IPL 2023 so far.